Well, g'day everyone, it's NQ Explorers. We're on another World War II hunt. Today we're at the site of a communications, army communications station that was established in 1942, but lasted well after the war. It was part of an upgrade that came up the Cape early in the war, knowing that the Japanese were on their way and there was going to be a lot of activity up here. They put in extra lines on the telegraph line for Morse and voice communications. This is the main communication centre. There's this was a prefab steel frame building, obviously, with corrugated iron walls and a corrugated asbestos roof. Over there in that little bit of scrub, I'll take you up there in a minute, there was obviously a little headquarters or office building up in there. There's some water tanks and some concrete foundations. But this is interesting. This concrete block here would have been the spot where all the, that was the main feed in from the telegraph line. You can see up there there's a bracket where it went into the building. And over inside the building is the main communications bench where there would have been the radio and Morse and telegraphy equipment and telephone equipment too, of course. You can see that there. That's the main communications bench. Obviously she's been abandoned. I think it was abandoned in the early 1950s, so we'll have a bit of a hunt around. It's not it's fairly rocky, but and not much grass. It's not too bad. I'll have a look around and see what we can find. Then we'll go up in there and have a look and see what's up in there. Like there's an old office or administration area. Well, my very first target, as you would expect, is a 303 round, fired, 1942. I think that's a Footscray head stamp on that one. Okay. Okay, well that's the main communications building down there, just down below us on that slope there. A little bit of a World War II bottle dump here that's sort of typical of these sites. 1940s, 42, 43 and Northern Bottle Company bottles. 44 gallon drums, another typical indicator that I'm finding all over the place. Really good leader into a site. Now up through in here, I spotted there's a few water tanks and things, so I just push through here. We'll have a look. As you can see, it's this site's a bit overgrown. But in here we've got some timber stumps that would have been building foundations. And further on in, we've got some concrete foundations. And I assume this to be, you know, the administration or like an office building. Water tank foundations. See these concrete stumps here, which would have been the main building. More water tanks. This is on the higher ground, obviously, above the main station, so they get a bit of head pressure on the water. Old bits of corrugated iron laying around. Reasonably good cover too from Japanese reconnaissance flights, so not a bad spot for a communication station. Anyway, I'll have a go down there at the main building, and if it finds you a bit skinny, I'll come up and have a look in this area. Well, can you imagine what it was like working in this corrugated iron shed in the summer up here? I mean, this is, we're in the tropics here, only 11 degrees south of the equator. It gets really hot in summer, especially behind that corrugated iron. Tell you what, those boys did it tough. No air conditioning up here. Well, I'm just down below that main communications building now. There's a drum dump over there on the edge of that little bit of a thicket that caught my eye. And I was just detecting down the edge of this drain here, and I got a lovely little silver coin that was quite deep actually. I'd say there's been a bit of wash coming down this gully that's covered it over the years. It was probably 4 inches down, and it looks like a beautiful silver sixpence has come out of the ground. Look at that. What a ripper. Okay, well I'll give it a clean and we'll find a date on it, eh? That's a ripper, finding a silver coin in here. Oh, well, I knew there'd be coins here, but the thing about these World War II sites, you've actually got to find the encampment. These buildings where they're working and don't generally get a lot of targets around there of you know, keepers, but you've got to find the encampments where the bottle dumps and the tents were. Anyway, good one. I'll just show you this. Well, there she is. It's a beautiful 1938 sterling silver sixpence, King George VI. What a beautiful coin. And it's in really good condition too. There you go. Okay, well, we know there's coins here. Let's get into it. As you can see, there's bits of asbestos roofing and old drums. There's some sort of foundation here. 2 steel, very large foundation pieces. I don't know what they are. Little bits of concrete slab. And this maybe a water tank, and most of the tanks are corrugated iron. That's one thing about these sites. You're left guessing what half this equipment really is and why it got left behind. But anyway, we'll just keep hunting around here. There's the main communications building just down through there. Well, in this little bit of vine thicket I'm in now, there's a bottle dump, and I've just found this base from a beer bottle in 1942, which dates from the establishment of the site, because it was established in 1942. So we'll just move into this little bit of vine thicket here. There's bottles all up and through here. We'll go and have a look and see what else is in there. Well, as I was coming out of that little area just there, I was getting a buzzing in my head, and I thought, what the heck's this? I took my hat off, and there's a spider. He's just killed a fly. And I don't know how long I've been carrying that little bloke around, but he's made a kill. He's got a big feed for himself. So I think I might leave him here on the rocks. Well, I've dug literally dozens of 303 holes, but this is the first live one I've found. So there's certainly a lot of ammunition on this site. More ammunition than anything else. Righto, on we go. Well, I've spent the last 30 minutes scouting the area, other than large amounts of 303 holes, and that, well, I was very fortunate, I think, to pull that sixpence out of this site. This is the largest drum dump I've been able to find. There's about 25 to 30 drums in here, which is sort of typical of the World War II sites up on the Cape. Everything came in the fuel. I guess there would have been a generator here. I haven't been able to locate that, unless that was located up in the back behind the building where that, what I called the headquarters building was. And I haven't really found a camp, but look, this wouldn't have been a large detachment of soldiers. And in fact, they may not have even camped here. They might have driven in and out from the beach, which is about 6 or 7 kilometres to the north. So anyway, I haven't found anything beyond this drum dump in that direction. So we'll just keep scouting around and see what we can come up with, and see if there's any other areas that may indicate some occupation by the soldiers. Well, this hole here I would suggest is the latrines. There's some glass here, and it's been lined with corrugated asbestos around the edges of the hole. Bit of ceramic here, just this plain white army plate. Maybe there was a small camp up in here. I guess at least a duty crew or something would have been here all the time if they weren't here permanently. Okay, well, I'll go and have a look up in this area. That's fairly clear up in there, but we'll see what's up in there. Well, everyone, I'm going to wrap the hunt up here. I've been here about 3.5 hours. Not a lot of finds, lots and lots of targets, just a staggering amount of 303 ammunition. But the find of the day being that beautiful 1938 sterling silver sixpence. So that was worth the trip just for that. And very satisfying to have found this through research. There's no actual road into this spot. I'm about 500 metres from the nearest road, so I had to scout through all this bush on GPS bearings just to find it, and very satisfying to find it. But like I said, another bit of World War II history that's pretty much forgotten and unvisited. And it gives you some idea of the conditions that these blokes were living in a very remote area during the war. And this definitely performed an absolutely vital service, this one little spot here, because all the communications for the Cape came through this building in front of us here, so pretty amazing. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, everyone. Best of luck on your next trip out. Happy hunting. Bye for now.